Welcome to the launch of the Redmi Note 7 Pro. For the first time ever on a Redmi Note, we are using a 19.5:9 dot notch display. Now, this is a full HD display that takes brightness and contrast levels to a whole new level. But what I want you to look at is that we also have used the most expensive LCD technology available today, the LTPS in-cell screen. Now, this is incredibly important because the LTPS in-cell screen uses less power and also generates less heat. And with that, we are able to push this all the way to the edges to give you a bezel that's narrower than ever before at just 1.95 mm. It's a true engineering marvel. And with this new aspect ratio and smaller bezels, what we've been able to do is with the Redmi Note 7 Pro in almost the same footprint as the Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Note 6 Pro, we're giving a larger display. Now it's a 6.3-inch display. We have the sunlight display. When you go out, the Redmi Note 7 Pro screen enhances brightness, improves the overall contrast, and even to give you a more natural image, adjusts the color saturation. So when you are outside in bright sunlight, it's still a comfortable viewing experience. And talking about a comfortable viewing experience, if it's low light, we also have a reading mode, and this has been certified by TUV, where it cuts off the blue light, improves the overall readability, reduces eye strain, so that when you get that last game or the last kill before that night, you still aren't really stressing your eyes. And along with the display, along with the entire immersive nature, is the craftsmanship. On the Redmi Note 7 Pro, for the first time, we have a 2.5D curved glass, and not just in the front, but the back as well. And this is incredibly important because this curvature that you get both in the front and the back seamlessly blends in with the frame, giving you this perfect unibody experience. The hand feel on the Note 7 Pro is absolutely amazing. It's something that you do not expect from a device like this. What's also interesting is, and some of the Mi fans I'm sure will notice this later, is the flash actually is underneath the glass. It's that seamless overall design. Amazing attention to detail. And talking about more attention to detail, we also are introducing for the first time a gradient finish. Now this is 6 layers coming together to give you this incredible finish. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it comes in multiple colors. Let's take a look at the first one. Now that's the Neptune blue, and we also have the Nebula red. Looks absolutely stunning. The classic space black. And this is a black that you've never seen before. It's absolutely stunning. It looks classy as well as it gives you this entire vibrance that you expect from the Note 7 Pro. Both at the front and the back, we are introducing Corning's Gorilla Glass 5. And talking about being a very practical device, we are also introducing a Type-C port for the first time on the Note series. And of course, jack is back. We never got rid of it. Now there's one more feature which the Mi fans love and none of the other brands have ever provided. Absolutely, only the Mi fans know this. So with the IR blaster, and almost all our Redmi Note devices have had this, you can turn your Redmi Note 7 Pro into a universal remote. You can control thousands of devices, TVs, set-top boxes, game consoles, fans, pretty much everything that uses IR technology. It's something that our fans have absolutely loved, and we are not giving up on that. With the Redmi Note 7, we are bringing in an all-new processor. On Antutu, this clocks in at a whopping 1.8 lakhs. Trust me, nobody has seen a performance like this in this segment before. In fact, when we compared the Redmi Note 7 Pro with the previous generation Redmi Note 6 Pro, we have 155% the performance of the predecessor. It's a massive jump. And this chip that we're using on the Redmi Note 7 Pro is none other than an absolute phenomenal chip running on the Cryo 460 architecture. It's an 11 nanometer FinFET process. So it's not just more powerful, but it's also a lot more efficient. And yes, it is an octa-core chip. And we've combined this with up to 6 GB of LPDDR4X. Now we know LPDDR4X is the fastest RAM available for mobile phones right now. And you get that on the Note 7 Pro. Not just that, but for the first time ever on a Redmi Note series, we are also introducing a 128 GB storage variant. Now, you combine this, you've got a super powerful Cryo 460 CPU, an all-new Adreno 612 GPU, and up to 6 GB of DDR4X RAM. You've got an amazing gaming machine right in your hands. But that's the hardware part. We've also made optimizations when it comes to software. In fact, we are running MIUI 10 based on Android Pie. And the Note 7 Pro comes with a 4000 mAh battery that easily lasts you 2 days on a single charge. And when you deep dive, it's almost 45 hours of 4G calling time if you were to call someone that long. Or what's really important and what I really care about as well, about 8.5 hours of gaming. Now this is absolutely incredible. Now this is a big battery and it's a powerful phone, and we are saying that it's great for gaming. What you do need is when the battery goes down, you need to charge it up quickly, right? For that, again, a first for the Redmi Note series, you got Quick Charge 4, the camera. Now, the camera on the Note 7 Pro is a combination of a 48 megapixel camera, and that's the primary camera, and along with that 48, you have a 5 megapixel depth sensor for those amazing portrait shots. Okay, so we've decided to use the highest resolution sensor available on any smartphone, period. It is an absolutely amazing sensor. It changes mobile photography forever. And of course, it is there on your Redmi Note 7 Pro. It is the largest sensor, or one of the largest sensors ever put on a smartphone. In fact, it is almost 27% larger than even the iPhone XS Max. Now, this is possible with almost 48 million individual pixels that are sitting in this half-inch sensor. It's a massive sensor with 48 million pixels. And in front of those, we have also got a 6-piece lens system and a wider than ever aperture of f1.79. It's the widest aperture we've ever put on a Redmi Note device. Now this is the Note 7 Pro versus iPhone XS and a OnePlus 6T, the other flagships. And what you can see is a superior dynamic range and a lot more detail coming in the Note 7 Pro. In fact, if you go a little closer, you'll start seeing even more differences. If you look at this particular image, right, the writing on the wall is a lot more clearer in more ways than one. Even the parts that are not well lit, the Note 7 Pro is able to handle this light a lot better than even the flagships that are out there. But it is a 48 megapixel, so we can go even closer. And if you look at that, this is a whole new level. When you've gone that close, if you look at the flag, the details on the Note 7 Pro are preserved, while both the 10s and the 60 lose that detail out. Now, if you can look at this one, right, the Note 7 Pro is far ahead in terms of dynamic range, in terms of the details, and we'll get to the details in a bit, and the overall color reproduction. But this is a 48, so we go closer. And here's where you start seeing the impact of that dynamic range coming in. The grill is absolutely clear here, while both of these other two devices start struggling. You want to see them struggle a bit more? Go on. Yes. Let's dive a bit more. Let's go even closer. And you can clearly see all the details on the Note 7 Pro, while this is just a smudged photograph. So the Note 7 Pro is an incredible camera. You excel at low light photography as well. And how this works is absolutely amazing. When the camera detects low light, it moves to combine 4 adjacent pixels into one superpixel. This superpixel is a 1.6 micron. And now you take this 1.6 micron and club it with this improved electric conversion efficiency. What you get is fantastic shots. Shots like this. Now this is a low light shot, and what most cameras would struggle to capture is, if you guys can read what's written on the typewriter, GW4682. It's absolutely clear with the Note 7 Pro. Now this is a phenomenal camera, and you see phenomenal results as well. For example, and this is another shot that we took, which was extremely low light conditions. And on the left side, you've got the iPhone XS, and on the right side, you've got the Note 7 Pro. The XS almost completely misses out the fact that there's a DJ booth in the middle. While on the Note 7 Pro, it's bright, it's clear, it's captured really well. Moving beyond flagships to other mid-range devices. Again, like I said, it's not really fair. But if you take the same image with a Realme 2 Pro or a Samsung M20, it's almost invisible. A steady handheld night photography mode. Now this is based on Xiaomi's powerful AI algorithm, and it does a remarkable job. So let me show you an example. Take a look at this night shot. It captures in so much detail. You can see the reflection of the lights captured perfectly. You can even see how the cement is, right? A great shot, agree? Well, we haven't even switched on the night mode. When you switch on the night mode, the party completely changes. See that again? Normal, much better than any of the other devices that you get in this price class. But with the night mode, it's a whole new level. With AI Portrait 2.0, you have adjustable bokeh, you've got studio lighting, and light trails. With adjustable bokeh, we all love portraiture, but you get the control in your hands. You choose how much of that depth information you want to have on your image. And then you've got studio lighting, giving you these incredibly dramatic shots every single time. And you've got now 8 unique effects, including one that's being built only for India. It's a holy effect. And you should get that pretty soon via an update. For the first time, we are also getting in a studio lighting live preview and the back camera. So you don't have to wait for the shot to be done and then you start editing. You will be able to see what the studio shot looks like live on the camera. And from an AI Portrait 2.0, we also have light trails. We have a 13 megapixel camera. Now this enables AI Portrait Selfie. It's got a beautify mode. You've got scene detection, up to 12 different scenes. When you're taking a selfie, it detects what's behind you and automatically enhances your image as well as the background, depending on what the background is. You've got a studio lighting selfie for the first time, and this should be fun. And of course, it supports AI face unlock as well. So let's take a look at one shot which I really loved. Now this one is from the front camera, and it's actually, as you can see, it's a portrait shot. The backgrounds are blurred beautifully. The subject is in complete focus, but the edge detection is on point. If you look at her hair, right behind the hair, everything is blurred out. It's a stunning looking shot. The Note 7 Pro, 48 megapixel camera beast, unbeatable detailing day, and as you saw, night as well. It's got a Sony IMX586 sensor, the largest, highest resolution sensor ever put on a smartphone. And we've taken it to the next level with a wider f1.79 aperture. It also supports 4K recording and an all-new night mode. Of course, from a portraiture perspective, you've got a 5 megapixel depth sensor, and you saw you can get some amazing portrait shots with the AI scene detection and Portrait 2.0. In the front, you've got a 13 megapixel AI front camera, which does AI face beautify, scene detection, face unlock, as well as a studio lighting selfie that's coming pretty soon. Now, Note 7 Pro, a lot has changed. To sum it up from a design perspective, I'm sure you guys are loving what you saw. The Aura design, an all-new philosophy. You've got an immersive 6.3-inch dot-notch display with an all-new aspect ratio of 19.5:9. You have a LTPS in-cell screen. Again, improved thermals, improved battery efficiency. You're pushing it all the way to the edges, smaller bezels. You've got a Corning Gorilla Glass 5, both at the front and the back. It's a 2.5D glass that merges in with the frame. And of course, that beautiful 6-layer gradient finish. So, to sum it up, you've got the incredibly powerful Snapdragon 675 built on the Cryo 460 CPU. It has an Adreno 612 GPU, perfect for those heavy games. You've got MIUI 10 with Android Pie, and bringing you all those optimizations and overall a smoother experience. Up to 6 GB of DDR4X RAM and 128 GB of storage. And of course, the Spectra 250L ISP. It's an all-new ISP required for a massive camera. Okay. So, to sum it up, you get a 48 megapixel unbeatable detailing with the all-new Sony IMX586 sensor. You've got a large half-inch sensor that takes in so much more information. You've got a wider than ever before f1.79 aperture, a 6-piece lens, and of course, when it's low light conditions, a 1.6 micron super pixel. And you've seen those results. They're absolutely stunning even when the lighting conditions aren't great. But being a Redmi Note, we've decided to push it to the next level.
Really incredible specs, incredible price, and there is no comparison to other phones with similar kind of specs or even phones which do not have these kind of specs.